Last night, I was in my room going over the scene. She came in, sat on my bed, and watched. I tried to do it the best I could to impress her, to get her to understand how much this means to me. She started tapping her glass against the foot of the bed, but I stayed in character. Part of me was wondering about her reaction. When it was over, she looked at me. She took another drink, then just sat there, looking at me. I waited, sitting at my desk. Then she started laughing. She came over and she started punching me. It was light at first, just taps. Then it got harder. Suddenly she stopped and started to leave the room. She stumbled and had to catch on the door handle to keep from falling. And then she started crying, laughing and crying. She stopped and she got quiet. She stared at me and she went over to the frame where I used to have your picture. She wanted to know where the picture was. I told her that I'd thrown it out, like she asked. But she knew I was lying. She came at me with the glass, hitting me with it. She was screaming and I kept thinking they're gonna hear her next door. I had been backing away, but when she got so loud, I did something. I ducked under her arm. You know how they teach us in swimming to get to the rear of someone who's panicking? It was like I was in the water and like she was drowning. I got behind her, I grabbed one of her arms and bent it around behind her with one hand. Then I put my other arm around her neck and started to pull her. I don't know where exactly I was trying to pull her, but my arm started getting tighter and tighter around her neck. I pulled and held her tighter and tighter, and she collapsed. She just went limp, and my arm was holding her. I was trying to save her. I was trying to kill her. I don't know what I was trying to do. I somehow got her onto my bed, and she just laid there. She was all limp. But in her hand was her glass. She may have been dying. She still had the strength to hold her glass. I pried it from her fingers and put it on the nightstand. I didn't know what to do next. I thought about calling an ambulance. I thought about calling you, but then I could feel her. She started to come back. It was faint and then stronger. Then I knew she was going to live. She began to cough, and I got the glass, ran to the bathroom, got her some water, and brought it back. I helped her sip. She kept looking at me as she took little sips at first, then more. She finished the glass and she said, "Get me a drink." I started to the bathroom with the glass to get more water, and she said, "I mean a drink, Lois." She kept staring at me, and I went into her room and poured whiskey into the glass, brought it to her. She kept staring, smiled, and said, "Thanks, I owe you." I feared her. She always used to say that before she would beat me. There was something in the way she said it. She really meant it. I almost knew what was going to happen next. I sat on the edge of the bed and waited. She finished her drink slowly, as if using it to bring all her strength back. I waited for my mother to beat me again. And she did, with the glass. After she'd emptied it, of course. And as she hit me, I thought the glass was gonna break and cut me, and I was afraid that it might even kill me. I hoped she wouldn't kill me, but I let her hit me. I cried out for mercy, and I let her hit and hit and hit. I let her, and I kept thinking, this is it. This is the last time you will ever beat me. So go ahead, make the most of it. She hit me until she was tired, and we were both on the floor. She wasn't laughing or crying anymore. She was just gasping for breath. I heard her go to her room, slam the door. I locked my door, took off my clothes, and looked in the mirror. Somehow, always, she'd been very careful to hit me only where it wouldn't show. Only where my clothes would cover the bruises. So I got in the shower and ran the cold water over the marks to keep them from swelling, and I just let it run. It's what I always did after she beat me. But this time, I knew this was the last time. I'm leaving home, Mike, and I'm not coming back. I can't.